siwenza ngokuzihlonipha kanye nokuhlonipha isizwe sonke. Siyafisa futhi ukusho ukuthi Somlomo siyabonga kuwena nanokuthi Chief Whip nabaholi bezinhlangano njengoba usubashilo ukuthi lolu daba luzolandelelwa kakhulukazi uma ngabe kushiwo into engasilona iqiniso. Honorable members, similapha namhlanje ukuzothula inkulumo yesifundazwe saka 2023. Sizizwa sithobeke kakhulu okokuqala ku-African National Congress nakulesishaya mthetho esisi representayo lapha KwaZulu-Natal. Umlando ubhaliwe ukuthi we serve our beloved province in this esteemed capacity. This is yet another noticeable achievement for the women of this province, all made possible by the African National Congress. In pursuit of South Africa, which is truly united, non-racial, non-sexist, equal, and prosperous. We thus stand here acutely conscious that those chosen by fate, pioneers, are also carried the duty to break the ceiling and throw open the gates of inequality so that more like us can come in and make the cycle of leadership even bigger and better in the service of the people who have entrusted us with the mandate to lead. Madam Speaker, we wish to, at this great moment, but also the moment of sadness, to mourn the passing of the retired Judge Philip Levinson, who dedicated his life to upholding justice and the rule of law in South Africa. Justice Levinson was a champion of human rights and played an important role in South Africa's transition to democracy and served as a judge in KwaZulu-Natal Division of the High Court. We remember him with his contribution to the fight for the recognition and the promotion of women judges to higher position in the judiciary. In 2018, Judge Levinson was awarded the Order of Baobab, that's in silver, by our government at the time. May his soul and those of other departed rest in peace. In 2022, the history was made as His Majesty the King Misuzulu Kazwelithini, for the first time since his crowning, officiated at this opening of the legislature. In 2022, we were first-hand witnesses to the history when it was made, when His Majesty ascended to the throne through umkhosi wokungena esibayeni and the handing over of the certificate of recognition. His Majesty's presence here, accompanied by the Queen, abantwana basendlunkulu, amabutho, continues of this province as a testament of the tradition in which our reigning monarch plays as a leading role as we open our legislature. We are here to call for a crime summit against the horrific crimes in our province, including gender-based violence and femicide. Nathi sibabaza umhlola ngamahlazo enzeka esizweni sethu nangalezi izinto ezenzeka sibhekile emphakathini wethu. Sithembisa ukulula isandla singuhulumeni kuyo yonke imiphakathi ehlukumezekile nekhahlazekile, kakhulukazi hlangana lomhlabathi namakhosi asendlunkulu nomphakathi wonke. Sizibophezela ukuthi lo msebenzi isilo esishaye ikhwelo lokuthi fanele siubize, sizowubiza ngokusheshsha ukuze kudingidwe mayelana nokubulawa kwabantu, ubuholi, amakhosi, ama-councillors, izinduna nemiphakathi yethu lapha KwaZulu-Natal. It's at the time when the national mood, Honorable Speaker, is understandably gloomy in our country, depressed by a plethora of challenges. It is possible to miss the rainbow of hope in the distant horizon and to fall into temptation of caricaturing life as a dull, falling apart and depicting it as if it's beyond redemption. It is such moment of apprehension that we may regain our perspective to draw courage from the undeniable history of resilience of the people of our province, whose tenacity, fortitude have sustained generations in different epochs of strife and crisis. Our generation must notice the silver lining in the clouds and choose faith over anxiety about the common future we are carving today. Again, today and tomorrow, we must remain anchored in the oasis of faith so that the time we can reach the pinnacle of our dreams and fulfill the potential of all our people, nemphakathi yakithi. Madam Speaker, our faith for a better tomorrow has been fortified by KwaZulu-Natal matric results, the class of 2022, which attained impressive 83% pass rate. And again, we say halala kubantwana bethu to the matric class of 22. They surpassed all the expectation. Siphinde sihalalisele labo abathe basibeka kwibalazwe njengalaba abathole i-Grammy Awards, uZakes Bantwini, uNomcebo Zikode, uVota Kellerman. Their success has nourished our hope for a better future, and because their exploits of KwaZulu-Natal stand shoulder high above others in a number of Grammy Awards that have been won by this province. May we also doff our hats off to the internationally acclaimed actress and the daughter of Umsunduzi municipality, the award-winning Tusambedi, for her sterling performance in the 2022 Film Awards, Woman King. And in our midst again, we also have our very own homegrown Dr. Thandeka Ngcobo, the CEO of Fuze Aviation Academy, who is accompanied by our graduates from this institution that we are working with to ensure that we nurture our future leaders. Fuze Aviation Academy trains disadvantaged youth into pilots, air traffic controllers, flight engineers, and cabin attendants. Njengoba sinabo lapha namhlanje, siyababongela ukuthi siyaziqhenya ngani ngoba sizishaya isifuba ukuthi nabantwana bethu basemalokishini, abantwana bethu basemakhaya, noba ngabe usuka endaweni yasemakhaya kangakanani, sesiyakwazi nathi ukuthi ngamakhono wethu esizalwe nawo sikwazi ukuthi sifike singene eindaweni nasemkhakheni ekwangacabangwa ukuthi umuntu omnyama uyokangene kuyona. Abantu bakwaZulu-Natal badume ngokungalilahli ithemba, ngisho bebhekene nezitha ezisabekayo. Baba yimbumba basiqonde isimo ababhekene naso kuhle kwamabutho esilo ucetshwayo enqoba impi yamangisi esandlwana. Izingqinamba ziyasihlanganisa kunokusihlukanisa. Siyathemba ukuthi nalabo abalahla ithemba namhlanje sizobavuselela ukuthi ikhona inhlansi enhle nekhanyayo ebonakalayo emva kwezikhathi ezinzima. The KwaZulu-Natal has witnessed the growth in the third quarter of 2022 of the economy and bouncing back from the doldrums of 0.4% in the second quarter contraction to the 0.9% expansion in the third quarter of 2022. KwaZulu-Natal unemployment of 30.6% was below the national average of 32.9% in the third quarter of 2022. And unfortunately, however, the province's expanded and unemployment remains the highest at 46.4%, as more and more people are discouraged of finding work opportunities. We remain resolute in our economic recalibration and reconstruction and recovery, which targets increasing the elements of investment in the infrastructure as well as in other areas that will grow our economy. Madam Speaker, our President captured the mood of the nation on the 9th of February when he delivered the State of the Nation address and defined South Africa's country which rises above adversity, capturing and igniting hope from the clutches of despair, no matter the odds, and we remain alive to the endless possibilities. Taking these prevailing factors into consideration, we delivered today's State of the Province address with a theme, taking decisive action in the time of renewal and hope as we rebuild a better, prosperous and resilient KwaZulu-Natal. The trials of the past 3 years forged us into a strong province, and we are accelerating the pace of economic development, the creation of jobs, the elimination of hunger and the suffering amongst the people of our province. The 2023 State of the Province address sets us apart or on path to our post-COVID-19, post-floods and post-unrest season with a concrete plan of program that will change the fortunes of our province. Ahead of our State of the Province, Madam Speaker, we call on our citizens who shared their sentiments about the state of the province. Amongst them is Siphamandla Nxumalo from Nongoma, who wants mechanization support for farmers. And siyajabula ukuthi Siphamandla namhlanje uzozithola impendulo zalokho obokhuluma ngakho kuhulumeni wakho. uGlenda wase-Glenwood ukhala ngobugebengu obudlangile ey'ndaweni zakithi ophinde benze ukuthi iy'mboni zingezi ukuzotshala kanye nokungcola kwey'ndawo zethu. uSihle Sithole waseThekwini is calling for investment in the green economy, while Zola Sishwili from KwaHlabisa requests the Premier to focus on jobs in the rural areas. A medical doctor was at Prince Mshieni Memorial Hospital expressed frustration with the conditions of our health facilities. Ngiyajabula ukusho lapha kudokotela wethu ukuthi namhlanje simi la ungqongqoshe wezempilo siye sahamba saya naye laphaya ePrince Mshieni Memorial Hospital kanye nongqongqoshe uMamkhoza nomama uFraser sasibonela ngokwethu isimo esimbi esisithole laphaya ePrince Mshieni. Kodwa asicinanga ngokubuka ungqongqoshe uye waxosha labo basebenzi abekuyibona ebebenza ukuthi umsebenzi wesibhedlela ungahambi kahle. These voices also include those of our communities ezibongayo nezibonayo umsebenzi owenziwa uhulumeni wethu. They also celebrated a Christmas in decent accommodation and the following the state of the province from a dignified residences of Astra building Oflati, Entuzuma, Crystal Valley, King Edward Road, and nalapha Escottville. Bonke laba babazisulu zezimvula nezikhukhula njengoba sikhuluma la basibukele emafletini wabo nasey'ndaweni zabo ezihloniphekile kulezi zindawo esengizibalile. Madam Speaker, in these sentiments and the aspirations and the lived day-to-day realities and the experiences of our people of our province, we also hear the anger and the frustration of our fellow citizens, where they want answers on the delayed projects. They want answers on the jobs. They want to know what is it that we are doing as this government. We are also attentive to the people with disabilities. We are attentive to farm workers, nama farm dwellers, ama military veterans, omama, nolusha, abafelokazi, bonke sibalalele kule mizwa abayishoyo, abafuna ukubona izinto uhulumeni wabo ezenza. Namhlanje ke izinto esizokhuluma ngazo, sizokhuluma amathuba omsebenzi kulusha lwalapha eKwaZulu-Natal. Sikhulume ngokuthi sizoqinisa kanjani ukulwa nobugebengu. Sikhulume ngokuthuthukisa umnotho. Sikhulume ngokulethwa kwezidingo ngqangi emphakathini nokulungiswa kwengqalasizinda. Sikhulume ngokwakha uhulumeni okwaziyo ukusebenzela abantu nohulumeni obeka abantu phambili noba kuqala. Madam Speaker, the President has declared a state of emergency on energy crisis in our country. And as a province, this is what we are going to be contributing. We are establishing, and we have already established, the KZN Energy War Room, comprising government and strategic partners to oversee the province's electricity crisis. By the end of March 2023, KwaZulu-Natal will also appoint a panel of energy experts to coordinate all our efforts and help accelerate the implementation of this energy master plan. We are accelerating the rollout of the rooftop solar panels to households in the province in line with the pronouncement of the Minister of Finance. We are building standards that will also be reviewed to ensure that the new houses are fitted with energy-saving equipment. That is the standard for the RDP houses to be fitted with solar rooftop and geysers. Mobilizing imiphakathi yethu towards using the energy-efficient system and retrofitting the LED lighting systems, the solar heaters, and energy-saving devices. Direct the departments that we have directed the departments and government departments that we all need to use these energy-saving technologies so as to ensure that we save on energy. All the departments have also been asked to ensure that we invest on the solar panels, and all departments and municipalities need to finalize their registers of water and sanitation infrastructure, our hospitals, clinics, and schools that will be exempted from load shedding. And this also includes the energy security plan that will be facilitated, that will be exempted from the load shedding and from the grid. Zonke lezi zinto esizibalayo kumele ukuthi sisheshise ukuthi lezi ndawo ezinjengezibhedlela, indawo eziphehla amanzi, indawo zamaklinikhi nezibhedlela kanye nama-police station, zindawo lezi okuzofanele ukuthi zingacishwa ugesi uma ngabe ucishwa kwezinye indawo. Sizoqhubeka ke nama-planned electricity connections out 25,000 this year. The household through the INEP grant from the Department of Minerals and Energy. The budget of 784 million has already been transferred to municipalities to ensure ukuthi balethela abantu bafakela abantu ugesi. Siyathemba ukuthi omasipala bazoyisebenzisa le mali ngendlela enikezwe ukuthi ilethele futhi ifakele abantu ugesi, hayi kwezinye izinto ezingalethelwanga ukuthi zilethele abantu intuthuko. Our metro is also at an advanced stage in implementing their own energy generation capacity, with the first phase covering the 400 megawatts and increasing to 2,000 megawatts by 2030. Madam Speaker, the abundance of sugarcane in our province gives this province a competitive edge to become a leader in biofuels, especially ethanol and the blended energy solutions. The province will use the Richards Bay IDZ to establish itself as an energy hub, and amongst the list of projects that are going to be implemented, and some of these projects are already rolling in the Richards Bay IDZ. Some of them are Eskom 300 megawatts gas to power plant, Mabasa Energy and Fuels, Pagwe RBGP, NFE BGP gas supply, and all of these will contribute to the energy surplus of our province that will assist ourselves as well as our communities. A practical step is to ensure that our province plays a part in energy technology development, energy mix, battery storage implementation program. Siyajabula ukuthi KwaZulu-Natal ihlonzwe njengenye yama-province ezoqala umsebenzi, the first energy storage facility under Eskom flagship battery storage system ebizwa ngokuthi BEARS project. This will be based in Elandskop within Umsunduzi and Impendle local municipality in partnership with Eskom and Yosung Heavy Industries. This will have a capacity of 8 megawatts, equivalent of 32 megawatts per hour of distributed electricity, which is enough to power a small town even for 4 hours during the load shedding times. The tidal energy is also one area that we are also exploiting, and the next week the province will hold its webinar with the business industry, expert industries, in order to also add to the solutions that we've come with that will enable our province to ensure that we are not disrupted during the times of load shedding. Asizukubala ukuthi ubugebengu budlange kangakanani eindaweni zakithi, kakhulukazi ukuhlukumezwa kwabantu besifazane nezingane. Kubhlungu ukuthi iziteshi zethu nezindawo zethu ezinjengeNanda, uMlazi, eNyanga, eWestern Cape nezinye zibalwa njengeindawo ezimbi kakhulu lapha eNingizimu Afrika ebugebengwini. We refuse to have our province defined as the rape and murder capital in South Africa. Clearly, we need to take action to stop the killing of ordinary citizens, our artists, amakhosi, induna, amakhansela nobuholi nje emphakathini with impunity. We refuse to live in the age of Watson criminality to be under any form of reign impunity. Yingakho siushayela ihlombe ulusha lwase-Inc, kakhulukazi endaweni zakoNtuzuma, kwaMashu, eNanda, asebezihlanganisile njengolusha ukulwa nobugebengu. Into enhle esithandayo ngalolusha alizange lihlale phansi luthi silindele uhulumeni, kepha livikela abantu besifazane, livikela odade wabo, oma wabo, imphakathi yabo, bengenayo ngisho inzuzo abayitholayo ngokwenza lokhu. Siyafisa ukusho kulusha lolu lase-Inc ukuthi njengohulumeni sithathe isinqumo sisebenza nobuholi babo ukuthi sizongenelela ekubasizeni ngeinsiza ukuze ogogo njengoba benikela nje ukuthi laba abantu abasha bakwazi ukusebenza nathi njengohulumeni sizonikela ekuthenini kwazi kuba nomfutho wokusebenza namandla wokuqeda ubugebengu. We call on the review of the regulation of the possessions of firearms as this province. We are saying njengalesi sifundazwe sicela uhulumeni wethu ke kubuyekezwe umthetho wabantu abanezibhamu ngoba sibonile ukuthi even inhlamvu abantu bakwazi ukuyithola kalula okugcina sekwenza ukuthi nalezo zibhamu zintshontshwe zigcina sezenza umphakathi wakithi ukuthi ubulawe kuzona zonke indawo. Sicela futhi ukuthi uhulumeni wethu abhekisise izibhamu ngisho nalezi ezinama license ngoba kukhona izitolo ezinikeza ama fake licenses nezibhamu ezingekho emthethweni ekuyizona ekubonakala ukuthi izona ezigcina seyibulala imiphakathi eminingi. Siyasakhuluma futhi nohulumeni wethu ukuthi siyafisa ukuthi uhulumeni akubhekisise ukusebenza kwamaphoyisa kakhulukazi lamaphoyisa azimisele ukusebenza. Kukhona amanye amazambane angakwazi ukuthi asebenze ngokuthembeka nemiphakathi yethu. For us to be able to win the war against crime, we will also boost on the ground following the passing parade, the allocation of 1,800 police officers to the province of KwaZulu-Natal. We have transport as well, ukuthi umnyango weze transport abuyise uoperation Shanela uzoshanela isifundazwe sakithi ulwe nobugebengu bokutshontsha kwezimoto nokuhijackwa kwabantu bakithi. The province will progressively invest in technology and artificial intelligence to also deal with crime. These will include the CCTV cameras, the microchips to end the stock theft, and the strategy to deal with illegal liquor licenses and illegal trading of taverns. We will also mobilize businesses esifisayo ukuthi namabhizinisi ahlangabezane nathi njengohulumeni ekuletheni insiza zokusiza imiphakathi efisa ukusebenzisana namaphoyisa ekulwisaneni nobugebengu. Our Executive Council has also approved the establishment of the Community Safety Intervention Unit that will focus on safety of amakhosi induna. The MEC responsible will expand more during the budget votes on these matters. We will also strengthen the role of the community in the fight against crime by launching and training our street committees as well as the Community Policing Forum. We will commence with the educational projects such as positive message on TV and radio, the dramas and workshops, as well as camps, the message that crime does not pay and that criminals do not be idealized. Each department in the province has also agreed that we will contribute 10 million towards the fight against crime, as well as the provincial entities, and this money will be utilized in buying cars for the police, but also for the police forums and the community safety teams. This money will also strengthen the camera system, le esizoyifaka eindaweni ezihlukahlukene. Le mali izophinde futhi ifake nalabo gesi ekuthiwa o Apollo abakhanya kakhulu bakwazi ukuthi igebengu zingaqashi emphakathini. Sizoqhubeka ke futhi nokwandisa umkhankaso wethu esawuqala lapha eNanda wokufaka ama-panic buttons that are linked to the police stations. And we are proposing that we recruit our customer service centers to the police stations, because sibonile ukuthi ama-cameras lawa esinawo awaka-Sanral awasebenzi ngokubambisana nama-camera womasipala, ngoba omasipala banawo ama-camera ko-local masipala, kodwa iy'moto ey'ntshentshwayo noma iy'gebengu uma sezifika ko-freeway ama-camera waka-Sanral awahlangene nalawa komasipala. Kusukela ngenyanga ezayo sizobe senza lo msebenzi wokuthi ama-cameras wonke, noba ngabe usemkhathini noma ngabe ku-freeway noba ngabe usemgaqweni, kodwa ama-camera ayakwazi ukubona izigebengu. We have also instructed the Department of Health that they must also work with the face recognition technology and biometrics, but also we have proposed that every man and woman between the ages of 15 and 65 must submit their DNA profiling, which will be used and accessed by SABC and the National Prosecuting Authority for crime investigation and prosecutions. Over and above this, the Department of Health is advanced with the establishment of our provincial DNA lab, which will also be utilized by the NPA and other law enforcement agencies, so that we don't have to wait for the DNAs that are taking a long time. I wish also to point out our heartfelt condolences to the latest victims of gender-based violence and femicide, amongst others, intombazane yethu enhle esencane eneminyaka ewu-7, uEmihle Nyawose waseMzumbe, who was sexually abused and brutally murdered. Kubuhlungu kakhulu emndenini waka-Emihle, sithi noma kunje kodwa uhulumeni wenu uzawuhlale enani njalo, kodwa futhi siyazi ukuthi amaphoyisa aseqalile ukuzibopha lezi zigebengu ezizinonya kangaka.